welcome to our barn. A lot of our customers don't see this side of the greenhouse. This is where all the action happens. This is where all the mess is created before the beauty can begin. Right now we're working on planters that are going to be ready built for when we open. You can come in and pick up what you want and take it home and have it ready for your yards. So we're actually planting for those retail sales, the planters. And right now, you can see behind me, we have an assortment of planters to choose from for planting, from the sizes of 10-inch all the way up to 22-inch in planters. So we have all styles and types and prices. When you are selecting planters or when we are planting planters, we talk about different styles of planters and where you're putting them. If you are putting them on a stair, obviously you're not going to want a 22-inch planter, right? So you're going to choose a planter that is going to be able to sit on that stairway. If you are putting a planter that is next to a garage door, you have to be able to know the dimension between that door and your house. Will that door open if you put this size patio container there? Are you in sun or shade? And a lot of times we're going to ask you more questions than just a north exposure. We're going to want to know, okay, it's north exposure, but how far are you away from the house? Are you actually getting more sun than what a typical north exposure? So we're going to help you answer all those questions. So when we talk about plants, we have thrillers, fillers, and spillers. So your thriller is always the biggest plant. So is that thriller going in the back of the pot, or is that thriller going in the center of the pot? And we're always going to try to match what we are planting. So if you have a million bell on one side, we're probably going to use a million bell on the other side because we don't want a whimsical planter. If you have one petunia, you're going to put a petunia on the other side. So what you do to one side, we're going to do to the other side. It doesn't have to be the same color, but it should be the same texture. So there's just different types of personalities, and you choose the planter based on what you like. So when we talk about fillers, spillers, and thrillers, Mr. Matt Malone is here with us.
What? Hey, what's going on? This is a really beautiful place. We had a lot of information that just came in there, and I think we should try to maybe put that to use. What do you think?
So we're actually invited Matt to plant a planter with us, and he has chosen a pot, and we'll tell him why he has chosen this pot.
I think that'll actually match a little bit better for the house. I think my girlfriend will like that as well, and
You're hoping.
I'm hoping she will. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to be the one we choose for those reasons.
All right, and with Matt, we talked about where this planter was going to go. So it's not a planter that he's going to be able to walk around. So it's going to be up against a house. So we talked about the three different styles: the whimsical, the all the way around, or if it's the one-sided. And we've decided to build the one side. So we're going to build it from the back forward. So we're going to actually let Matt get his hands a little dirty here, and we're going to help him create the planter of his dreams.
That's right.
Because we're building it from the back forward, we're going to start with the thrillers. Again, the thrillers are the plants that are going to grow the tallest of all these plants, okay? So we're going to start with the papyrus grass, and that is actually going to be grown up to here when we start growing, okay?
Wow, okay.
So we're going to, that's our tallest plant, and so we are going to plant that in the very back, as far as it'll go. All right, so Matt has got his first thriller planted. The problem is that it's probably going to die. So we're gonna correct this.
Okay.
And we're actually going to use the actual soil line.
Oh.
That it's in the pot. Okay, we can cover just a little bit of soil, but we're gonna get all of that soil off of the crown so that sunshine can get to that.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So we're actually going to now build. Okay, next we're going to build the dahlia. Okay, the dahlia is going to be the next stair step forward. So this is actually going to go right in the middle of the pot, directly in front of this grass, so that you have a tall, and then we have a shorter one. All right, so then from here, we're gonna take the plant, so you have a thriller. Okay, this is another thriller actually, but it's just a shorter in stature, okay? But now we're going to take the spiller, okay? That's gonna be the one that's gonna travel downward.
So from the thriller to the spiller, that's like me on the dance floor.
So we're gonna take the verbena
Okay.
and we're gonna plant that the closest to the front, and that's gonna be your front face. So now we have these holes on the side, right? So we're going to take a spike and we're gonna give it a more grassy look in the back, okay? And we're going to set those and plant them the same way that you planted everything else in this section here. What we do on one side, we'll do on the other. So another spike on the other side of the grass. And the reason why we chose to do this is because this papyrus grass is actually going to be growing up in here. The stems of a papyrus grass is just a stalk with a pom-pom on the top. So then your volume is going to be up here because that pom-pom is going to be tall. And then the grass is going to actually fill in and give a little bit of air and breeze and movement to the planter in this section before we get into the dahlia.
All right, and these two, I'm assuming they're gonna go right there.
Exactly.
I can do this. This is awesome.
Yep.
I'm a pro, man. All right.
Yep, so we're just stacking everything down. So we're gonna grow this on for Matt here at the farm. And the next time that he comes back, we're gonna talk about how he can help to take care of this plant, what he needs to do for fertilizer, what he needs to do to help deadhead the flowers to promote more growth on the plants, and basically just how to care for it. So that'll be your next lesson.
Oh man, you better stay
Cool.
tuned for this.
All right, so we're just gonna actually fill. Remember, we called this the filler.
Mm-hmm.
So where the hole is, okay, that's where we're going to fill that spot with the
Smack
filler.
dab in the middle.
Absolutely. So if we actually do a planter, we keep 3 years of history. So if you would bring this into us next year, we would write down the plants that you want in there, and we keep that for 3 years, so that when you come back, hey, you're gonna say, you know what, this red flower really didn't do that well, and so I'll be able to pull out my paperwork.
And see what we did last time.
Exactly,
Okay.
and we'll be able to change up the planter. So we keep 3 years of history, so if you don't have your planter, if you choose to do it yourself, I don't keep that history, but it's just for the custom planters that we do here. So Matt's planter, for the first time, this is awesome.
Ta-da!
So we have a lot of contrasting colors. We have the opposites. Okay, we have the reds with the yellows with the blues, and then we're gonna have some pinks up here towards the top. So you've really gotten a lot of the color wheel in there. So we'll water this and we'll grow this on for a little bit until next time.
I call this arrangement the Malone. So if you want one, there you go. Thank you very much. It's very informational, and I look forward to seeing it next week and see what we got and the next steps to take. So I appreciate that.
Great job.